The establishment of the modern state of Israel 60 years ago fulfilled the national aspirations of the Jewish people for a homeland. Yet its population has been a mix of religions and ethnic groups. Among the minority communities are the people known as the Druze. Members of the Druze community have long served with the distinction in the Israeli army. Now they're part of the diplomatic corps. Among them is the Consul General to the southeastern United States, Ambassador Reda Mansour. AIB's Audrey Galix met with Ambassador Mansour as he reflected on the diversity of the country he proudly represents.
You could call Ambassador Reda Mansour a trailblazer. A member of the Druze community, he is also a poet, historian, and the first non-Jewish career diplomat in the history of Israel. Now others are following in his footsteps.
We have an ambassador now in Greece who's a Sunni Muslim, as the Deputy Consul General in San Francisco, who's also a Sunni Muslim. We have a spokesperson in Cairo in the embassy who's also a Muslim from Israel.
Before coming to Atlanta, Ambassador Mansour served on the Foreign Ministry Testing Board that ensured diversity in Israel's diplomatic ranks.
And I was very proud to be on the committee that admitted the first Arab woman, but also the first Christian Israeli diplomat. She's from the Maronite community in Israel, a brilliant young woman who's doing a great career in the ministry.
The country Ambassador Mansour represents is one of the world's most ethnically diverse. Israel's population of 7.1 million people is 75% Jewish, a number that doesn't tell the whole story.
The Jewish community in Israel itself, it's far from being a homogeneous community. You have there people that came from more than 100 different countries, speaking many different languages. Even the cultural lines cross in unexpected ways sometimes. At least half of the Jews in Israel came from Arab countries. So it's a big question, where would you put them in terms of culture? They have most of the aspects of their culture are Arabic actually, but they're Jewish, and they're also Israelis.
20% of the Israeli population is Arab, a mix of Muslims and Christians. A little more than 4% are Druze, Circassians, and others. Ambassador Mansour comes from Isfia, one of 14 Druze communities tucked into the mountains of northern Israel.
This is the Haifa Bay, which is very similar in its setting to the San Francisco Bay. It's a beautiful area.
And while beautiful, minority towns within Israel have not received as much investment as Jewish towns. Ambassador Mansour supports creating a central governmental agency to address minority issues.
But we can benefit a lot from a coordinating effort, somebody who would really track this issue day to day and make sure that in every chapter of the budget the same allocations goes to the minority settlements and to the majority Jewish places.
And while Ambassador Mansour has paved the way for other non-Jewish Israelis, it was his Druze grandfather, who never left Isfia, who helped pave the way for him.
As far as I remember, he always emphasized that what he felt early on, that it was about the people. The national movement of Israel was always about the people, about making their life better, about building for them a future.
And whether representing Israel before the Georgia State Senate or taking the field to throw out the first pitch on Kosher Day at a Braves game, look for Ambassador Mansour to be part of the team that builds that future. Audrey Galix, AIB News.
This month marks Ambassador Mansour's second year representing the Israeli government in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, as well as North and South Carolina.